to another episode of Gold Table Talk. I'm sitting with our Century 21 University, Jan-Louis Thomas and Karen Kruger. And today we're going to be talking about NQF training with Century 21 University. So, Jan-Louis, firstly, there's big news for Century 21. What is the news?
Century 21 has been accredited by the Quality Council for Trades and Occupations, the QCTO, to offer the NQF4 in real estate in-house to our agents at Century 21 South Africa.
That's fantastic.
It's big news. It's great news. I think it's a game changer. There are many other training providers, skills development providers that do it, and typically an agent would have to go outside the familiar of the university, Century 21 University. With trainers, they don't know. It's disruptive because they need to travel to venues to do the training. And now we can offer it in-house. We do workshops online through Zoom or through MS Teams, and it just makes it so much easier for an agent to, with familiar people, Corin and myself, to do the training, and they already know us.
Yes.
And we're here, and we listen. Sometimes we cry with them. Sometimes we tell them that they better wake up, pull up their socks, or they're not going to make it. So yes, it's a great thing for us. And the beauty of it is that there's preferential costing to our agents. We only do training for our Century 21 agents. And I think it's also a wonderful way for them to enter into the industry, knowing that Century 21 University can do it all for them.
100%. Okay, that's
Ensuring I'm not just trained, but I'm qualified.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so in the property or the real estate industry, you need to have an NQF4 qualification.
Yes.
Within a certain time frame of joining the industry.
You don't need one when you start out. You can start out without a qualification.
Yes.
You need a Fidelity Fund certificate, which is your license to do business.
Yes.
That you get from the Property Practitioners Regulatory Authority. That's the authority that looks after the real estate industry, make sure that the public isn't injured by estate agents. That's why there's a Fidelity Fund certificate. But they can start to learn and earn simultaneously.
Within what period of time do they need to get that NQF4 qualification?
Within a year to 2 years' time.
Okay.
To get the qualification, to do the practical, and to write the examination.
Okay. And there's a preferential cost for Century 21 agents doing it through the Century 21 University, may even be sponsored by their principal. Depending on the agent or the principal.
They could sponsor their own agents, or it could be a loan agreement depending on the principal. Obviously, depending on the caliber of the agent.
Yes, that's also true.
I mean, if the agent comes and does listings in the first 2 weeks and does a sale in the first month, then obviously that's a keeper.
Oh yes.
And you can open the checkbook literally
Yes.
and say, here's your education, do it.
Yes. Okay.
I'll pay for it.
And what's covered in the NQF course? What's NQF4?
There's basically 4 things of importance. Firstly, it's the real estate environment, the market economy, the demographics, cultural diversity. That's the first one. Secondly, extremely important, the code of conduct and ethics, how they're supposed to work with the public, with sometimes unsuspecting public, in an ethical way, legal way. Then the big one is how to market, sell, and rent properties. That's the actual nuts and bolts of doing the work. And then the final module is basically on finances, mortgage bonds, finances. Then obviously we also get relationship building and administration, everything that it's a whole basket of topics that is required by the QCTO in the qualification that makes up the individual unit standards of the qualification.
Okay. a lot of what you mentioned there, I think most people should learn is if they want to buy or sell property themselves, they should learn those things, not just the agent.
Yeah.
Okay, so how does the NQF program within Century 21 differ from other programs? I know you mentioned about the cost, but are there any other differences that you can point out?
The curriculum is exactly the same. I think the big difference is that there's trust between the agents and the university because of, I suspect, familiarity.
Yes, yeah.
And also the fact that they don't need to travel somewhere else unknown to do the course. With us, we schedule a webinar or a series of webinars, and they log in and they do it through us, no problem.
Okay.
I also think the time frame within which they do it.
Yes.
If you do it through an external company, it's a much longer time frame.
Yes.
Because you'll have classes. I think we had classes once a month.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
So you're looking at a year course, whereas now we're going to shorten it for them.
Okay, that's fantastic. So that leads me on to my next question: was what is there a deadline? So you start the course. Is there a deadline by which you need to finish after starting, and you need to either pass or not?
How it works is once you have done the webinars, the learning, or the coaching rather, let's call it that, then you need to do some self-study and complete a portfolio of evidence.
Okay.
It's questions that are asked that you need to answer, knowledge, practical, and then provide workplace evidence of, I've actually done a mandate or a contract or a lease agreement. Putting that together. So once that is done, the whole group's portfolios are assessed. At the same time, they are moderated at the same time or after the assessment. And then there's an external verifier that comes and only verifies the correctness, the quality of that group. So it's important that a group starts and finishes at the same time so that they travel through this process together. So yes, there is a time limit. Usually it's 6 months to do the qualification, to do the coaching, tutoring, and then 3 months thereafter they need to hand in their portfolio. If there's one person that does not hand in, they're either going to drop out or there's a fine payable, which is yet to be determined. But it's our people, so we'll be nice to them. But they can't hold up the whole group.
100%. Okay, so if that person doesn't reach the requirements, they would have to enroll again. Is that true?
The manner of assessment is to assess competency.
Yes.
Not theoretical 100% correctness. So if it seems overall that a person is competent, an assessor is entitled to find the person competent. However, sometimes agents forget to do the most basic things, don't answer the questions correctly, misinterpret the question. This regularly happens if they don't attend the workshops.
Yes.
They will be assessed not yet competent and given an opportunity to correct it. Obviously, the assessor will guide them and say, you can't say this, you should say that, and then they will be assessed a second time.
Okay, so would you say that most people that enroll in an NQF course pass?
Yes.
At the end of it?
Yes.
At the NQF4, okay.
It's a lot of work. It's not undoable. It's not, as they say, rocket science.
Yes.
It is doable. NQF4 is matric.
It is matric.
So it's not some higher learning. It's very basic. It's very practical. And anyone can do it if you just put your mind to it. Stick yourself in a chair and do the work.
Yeah, it's a lot of admin work. It's a lot of putting papers together. So it's
collecting evidence.
Collecting the evidence.
Oh, it's such a contrast because you're trying to tell someone to be a salesperson, and let me tell you, salespeople hate admin. Mm-hmm. And now you're saying, no, but now you're going to do a shitload of something.
I was waiting for that one.
Okay, so how is the program delivered to agents?
Well, there's about 30% of it is coached. In other words, we go online in a
Yes.
webinar. I tell them, um, teach them about the industry. We've got a learner guide and a resource guide that each agent gets, and then they get a workbook in which they need to answer the questions. So 30% of the work I do in coaching them.
Yes.
And then they need to go and do some study, read up, and answer the questions, interpret them. I mean, a knowledge question is knowledge is knowledge. It is what it is. Practical, you need to apply the knowledge and to a practical situation. And then with workplace evidence, final section is you should showcase what you've actually done.
Okay. All right. So, what benefits or support can learners expect while completing their qualification? I know you do the online courses and you do the webinars, but is there other support that you offer them while they're busy with that?
See, the beauty of the Century 21 University is we're available. We're here. It's not as if there's an external skills development provider
Yes.
and they do the training, and now a person is stumped. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to interpret this question. You call the skills development provider and they say, well, sorry, the facilitator is not available.
Okay.
With us, make the call, send the email, we're here.
100%.
We work for them in any event. So
yes. Okay.
it's part of our mentoring of rookie agents particularly. That's
And
the whole
also,
process.
I mean, again, like I said, classes in an external company might be every 2 weeks. So you've got to wait 2 weeks before you can ask that expert that question.
That question where now you can...
Before you see the person again,
yes. When now it's pick up the phone.
Pick up the phone, send an email, sorted. All right. If someone's nervous about going back to school, what would you say to someone that wants to join but they're nervous of going back to school?
So there's a reason any person starts with the industry. Now, whatever that reason is, you want to upskill yourself. You want to be the best you can be at whatever it is that you are doing.
Yeah.
And the only way you can do that is by going back to school, learning the basics, understanding the basics, and then learning the next level of the basics,
Okay.
Upskilling yourself to be the professional. We are
Yes.
professionals after all.
100%. And you're proving to yourself your own competence when you get the NQF4 because someone's said you're competent when they give you that.
I think it's a bit more than that. You get the skill,
Yes,
but you get the feeling of I have arrived when you receive that first commission paycheck.
Okay, yeah.
And you go back and you see what actions did I take in order to get that commission, and then you realize that the NQF4 is a piece of paper.
Yes.
That you need according to legislation.
Yes.
According to the PPRA. But the skill that you pick up from starting with Century 21, with our most basic course called Create 21.
Yes.
It's just that sense of accomplishment is it's life-changing to most people.
Just correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that in the past you didn't have to have a qualification to continue in real estate, to selling houses and.
In 2008, the law changed. Before then, one would write a board exam, multiple choice exam, but it wasn't a profession.
Yes.
Real estate industry wasn't a profession. And in 2008, the law changed. The minister decided that we need to have a formal qualification in order to practice real estate to protect the public interest, because there were a lot of rogue agents running around, unlicensed agents.
Yes.
And it's a good thing for the industry.
Yes.
It's a good thing for the public. And we need to make sure that we are seen as a profession.
Yes.
And my apologies for this, not second-hand car dealers.
She must
Wow.
also think. She must also remember that a house is your biggest asset, right?
Yes.
And if that is not governed, who handles that
Yes.
asset it could become really big.
And I say this to agents often as well. I say to agents, like, you're dealing with someone's most prized possession,
Correct.
Yeah.
or you're helping them make a decision that's going to change the course of their lives. They're putting them in a mortgage for 25, 30 years, or,
Sure.
you know, treat them with the utmost respect, treat it with care, treat it with,
As
you
your
know,
own.
professionalism. So, and a lot of people don't get that. So, but it is a profession. You're like a doctor or a lawyer. Get the qualification. Yeah. So my takeaway here, Century 21 is now offering the NQF4 qualification through our university only to Century 21 agents at this stage. So if you want to do your NQF4, join Century 21 South Africa
Today.
Thank you, JL. Thank you, Corin.
Thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
Gold
Yeah.
Table Talk. See you next time.